Hello viewer, we are coming to you live from our main studio in BADOU, The Gambia. This is N24 News and I'm your presenter Ami Fadera. Coming up in the next minutes. On its theme, Orange the Wall, the First Lady Fatoumata BADOU commemorated the 16 days activism, which is on the 6th day today. Gambia's health ministry say it will increase surveillance in order to tackle any new micro-variants. In sports, Man United versus Young Boy tie could be moved due to COVID-19 restrictions. On the international front, man who sold fried grasshopper on plane faces jail. This and more features in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. And we start tonight's bulletin with every November 25th being marked out as the International Day for Activism of Violence Against Women. The First Lady take part in the activity, but are the 16 days enough to orange the wall, as the theme says? Our reporter take us through.
November 25th to December 10th is marked out as the 16 days of activism against sexual gender-based violence to try and put an end to violence against women. And the First Lady and other institutions mark the beginning of the 16 days at the Women's Bureau in Carnifing, with visible sexual gender-based violence messages on the participants' shirt, such as "Speak Up, FGM is harmful, emotional violence lasts a lifetime." Among others, one wonders if these 16 days activism will be enough to discourage the SGVB practice. These 16 days, however, to the National Women Council chairperson, aren't enough. This she disclosed while speaking at the event.
Because 16 days of activism is just 16 days. Fighting gender-based violence is a daily confrontational issue in our lives. So for me, 16 days is not enough.
Mr. Kunle, the UNFPA country representative, said a world without violence is possible.
Is commemorated. The UN Secretary Generals unite by 2030 to end violence against women campaign is a strong one that we will continue to support. This year, the theme of the 16 days against gender-based violence remain end all violence against women now. This theme is also very important because we know there are different forms of violence against women, and none is more important than the other. And that's why I also take cognizance of what the chair of the National Women Council speaks about economic violence against women, which might often be overlooked. Ladies and gentlemen, nearly 1 in 3 women have been abused in their lifetime.
The First Lady Fatoumata BADOU on her part said she is confident the measures taken to address the issues of SGBV will continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, in order to prevent SGBV, there is a need to accelerate our efforts regarding on-case management, as when SGBV occurs, it requires rapid response by all using the integrated approach, including data collection. I am proud to state that the Ministry of Gender and Children, Social Welfare, together with its partners, continue to put in place that the required legal policy and programmatic framework to address gender-based violence.
Data shows that gender-based violence is on the increase as of January to October 2020. A total of 354 cases were recorded, out of which women are said to suffer more. The day couldn't be more colorful without the spoken words and drama from the NSGA and Lala Toure, who depict the hidden stories in a play. The talking could only be done and without any reporting and implementation. They just turned to empty words. Reporting for N24 News, I am Paf Muskuria.
The Ministry of Health has said it has taken notice of the new Omicron coronavirus variant, which is feared to have more risk of infections. The new variant was first reported in South Africa, and since then, many Western countries have imposed travel bans on the country, along with its neighbors. WHO says further research is required to assess the potential of the new variant to resist COVID-19 vaccines. The Director of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, Mustafa Bite, told the Standard that the plans to prevent, detect and respond to the disease, like other COVID-19 variants, are on the swing. The UN health body cautioned that the new variant could pose substantial impact on countries with low national vaccination like the Gambia. They also urge countries to put in place a risk-based approach to adjust international travel measures. This is coming on the heels of the rising complaints among citizens coupled with a Brazil presidential election marred by a huge disregard for the coronavirus protocols. Away from that, Samaji, an association formed with an aim of contributing towards food security, livestock breeding, among others, held its presser about its achievement and upcoming plans for Ramso. Powerful Muscoria attended this presser and tell us more in this report.
Samaji, an association formed by 9 members in 2017 to help fight against food uncleanliness, held its presser at New Joshua. This presser is to inform the public on the success the association achieved so far. This association, which plans on organizing a maiden Ramso, is optimistic of a successful one. Upon any successful organization, especially in the agricultural sector, there are challenges, but what are they? Aliou Loum, the president of the Samaji Association, takes us through the challenges.
Jafe-jafe yi nga xamne tay kurel gi amna ko moy walu dunda bu seer lolu nek na suñ jafe-jafe bokk na si wàllu yenn façon xeeti jur yi nga xam ne dañ koy bëgg te amul si réewi Gambia dañooy am jafe-jafe pour mun ko fee asi ngir am na dëkk yi nga xam ne pour asi fi jur yi dafa niit nga jël ay flight because suñ diggante ak ñoom dafa sori bokk na si li nga xam ne si wàllu vétérinaire yi mooy docteur yi nga xam ne ñooy fej jur gi boobu tam nekk na suñ jafe-jafe bi ko manqué na si réewi Gambia bokk na si li nga xam ne tamit waruwaay yi nga xam ne dañ ko dee soxla pour di mën a dugg fu nekk dem si réewi Gambia diggante gox yeeg yëpp loolu tamit bokk na jafe-jafe bu dee dunda jafe-jafe bu si gën a am solo nag bi nga xam ne daf ñu dee métti lool mooy ne nguuri Gambia du ñooy jàppale nit ñi si wàllu yar jur gi loolu nekk na li nga xam ne jafe na lool soo seetee suñ naataango yeneen réew yi seen nguur gi dañ leen a taxaw si seen wàllu yaram jur bu baax a baax te loolu ñun bokk na si suñ jafe-jafe yi.
Mr. Loum, who also urges people to venture into agriculture, calls for support from the government and beyond.
Di wax ne bëgg neen ñi nga xam ne yàlla may na leen doole bi ko mbir mu nekk foog borom doole yi dugg si mu mën a dem te tey soo seetee yar jur si réewi tubaab bi ni ñu ko waxee si west bi ñoom ñoo gën a taxaw sooy seet koom-koom si ñoom la ubbi waaye soo ñëwee fii si réewi Gambia ñi nga xam ne yàlla may na leen daanaka respect guñ ko lool kon ñu ngi wax ne nagaay fexe ñëw dugg si investi ak doole li la naa wax ne lii njëriñ bu bëri si te nekk na li nga xam ne mun naa yóbbu réew si kanam te nekk na li nga xam ne mun naa jural ndaw ñi xëy bu bëree bëri.
This association, which started with 9 members, have now grown with more than 50 members in it. Samaji is a non-profit organization formed with an aim of contributing towards food security, promoting livestock breeding and involvement of youth and women in the sector. Reporting for N24 News, I am Powerful Muscoria.
The suit filed by the Independent Electoral Commission against Dr. Ismail Cisse and his Citizen Alliance party has finally reached the Gambia Court of Appeal in Banjul. The Commission also stated that the judge had, when she declared that the procedure it adopted in the nomination process did not comply with the provisions of the Election Act, Chapter 3, Verse 1 of the Law of the Gambia. The Commission stated that the judge also had, when she ordered that Dr. Ismail Cisse and Citizen Alliance to submit additional lists of names and signature for the Banjul administrative area. In sports, Paris Saint-Germain Neymar will be out for up to 8 weeks after suffering ankle ligament damage, the French club have confirmed. More in this report.
The 29-year-old Brazil international was carried off on a stretcher in the last few minutes of Sunday's 3-1 away victory at Saint Etienne. Neymar is set to miss 7 PSG League A matches and a Champions League tie. The examinations carried out confirmed Neymar suffered a sprained left ankle with ligament damage, said PSG. The club added that a further update will be made in 72 hours. Domestically, PSG are 12 points clear of second-place third Rennes, while in the Champions League they are guaranteed to finish second in Group A and advance to the last 16. PSG play Club Brugge at home on 7th December before the tournament resumes in February. Ex-Liverpool midfielder Jorginho Wijnaldum, 31, is set to return to training this week after missing the game against Saint Etienne with a knee injury. However, he is expected to be absent for the home match against Nice on Wednesday. Elsewhere, Manchester United's Champions League tie against Swiss side Young Boys at Old Trafford on 8 December could be moved because of COVID-19 restrictions. Concerns around the new Omicron variant mean anyone entering Switzerland from UK has to isolate for 10 days. Governing body UEFA is seeking clarification over whether that will apply to the Young Boys party. If so, then UEFA rules state a neutral venue should be found, though the game could be moved to a different date. United have already qualified as group winners, but Young Boys could still secure a place in the Europa League if they emulate their victory over the Premier League side in September. If the game is moved, it will cost United millions of pounds in lost gate receipts. Switzerland is among a number of European countries to reimpose coronavirus restrictions amid a surge in cases across the continent, with sporting events also impacted.
In the world of boxing, the Gambian boxer and two other former world champions got quick wins at Motorspace in Dubai. UAE BADOU was one of the winners of the long day with O'Hara. Let's hear from Powerful Korea for more in this report.
The two former world champions got quick wins on Friday night at Motorspace in Dubai, UAE. Two-weight world champion BADOU, the Ripper, moved up to cruiserweight and smoked Mainland boxer Samuel Cross in 2 rounds. Jack dropped Cross 3 times in round 2 to end it. Time was 2 minutes 20 seconds. Meanwhile, former super middleweight world champion Rocky from Stocky Field returned to light heavyweight after 2 years out with a second round TOK over Emmanuel Danso. Fielding dropped Danso in round 2 and Danso didn't come out for round 3. Also, flyweight Mohamed Wessam claimed the WBC silver title with a hard-fought 12th round unanimous decision over Robert Berra. Scores were 115-113, 115-114, 117-111. In a bout that was announced as a WBA super lightweight eliminator, Golden Contract winner O'Hara Davis outworked late sub Nicholas Mangui over 10 workmanlike rounds. Scores were 99-91 3 times. Davis was originally slated to face Ismael Barrasso for the WBA gold title, but Barrasso couldn't get into the country.
On the international front, a man accused of selling fried grasshopper snack to passengers aboard a Uganda airline plane has been charged by police alongside a second man who is accused of filming it. Footage has been widely shared online since the weekend. Meanwhile, Netherlands were expecting the new COVID-19 Omicron variant to come late as they thought, but the new variant is in town as officials announced its presence. Here is more of the details in this report.
The new COVID-19 variant, Omicron, was present in the Netherlands earlier than previously thought, officials say. It was identified in 2 test samples taken in the country between 19 and 23 November, which is before the variant was first reported by South Africa. It is not clear whether those who took the test had visited Southern Africa. It was previously thought that 2 flights that arrived from South Africa on Sunday had brought the first cases of the variant to the Netherlands. 14 people on the flights to the capital, Amsterdam, tested positive for Omicron among 61 passengers who were found to have coronavirus. Early evidence suggests Omicron has a higher reinfection risk. but scientists say it will take about 3 weeks before it is known how the heavily mutated variant impacts on the effectiveness of vaccines. In a special PCR test, the samples showed an abnormality in the spike protein. The National Institute for Public Health, RIVM, which announced the earlier cases, said on Tuesday. Dutch authorities, meanwhile, are also seeking to contact the test thousands of passengers who have traveled from South Africa, Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Mozambique, Namibia, and Zimbabwe.
Well, viewers, I'm afraid that's all we have for you in today's bulletin. Stay tuned.